Whoa, what just happened?
Nothing. But like,
It's always very disconcerting when you hear a crash in the store. I imagine it's much like when you're in a restaurant and somebody drops a tray or a plate. You can always tell how classy the restaurant you're in is by how hard the people clap for that.
what? I've never heard anyone clap.
Oh, I totally have.
Just
that had real plates and real glasses.
nope.
Yeah.
So people clap.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
All right, Jeannie, come on.
Just like
I imagine Black Bear Diner is a place where people clap for that.
Patrick, like, stop.
What's wrong with that?
Oh, you're saying it's not classy.
I didn't say anything about that. I'm just saying I've never been to Black Bear Diner. The food looks like it's too much. They have that ad with the gigantic
With the woman, she works out so hard.
with the woman who works out so hard so she can carry like single plates of food.
And then she works, she's a waitress at Black Bear Diner. I always think that commercial's so funny.
It is funny.
We don't have a giveaway. I need to figure that
I
out.
have a giveaway right in front of me. I'm just simply waiting for you.
Well, then I started organizing.
All right. Good morning. Welcome to A1 Vacuum and Sewing's live stream for
Stick just all the way right now before I forget.
Friday, the 21st of July. I got home from deliveries yesterday, needing to call a number of people back. I got to some of you. I didn't get to some of you. I will try my best to get to most to today, if not all of you. I am here until I'm going to try to get out of here at 3 p.m. today. I've got a 7-hour drive this evening to go deal with some life stuff. Jeannie is solo in the store tomorrow. Be kind. Are you coming or what?
I am, but I don't want to forget stabilizer. Because I couldn't stitch out this morning because I didn't have stabilizers.
Do I need to clean your glasses?
Oh my god, do I not have it? Sorry.
Jeannie is spending the morning looking for her nuts.
I can't forget it. Okay, I'll just figure it out. So, I was working on, it's so cute. I know we talked about this, but if you haven't signed up for Treats for Your Boo, you should. Today, I wanted to stitch it out so I'd have the sample to show you today because I'm getting them. My shipping shows me that
Black Bear food is too much. We've seen those ads, and there are people that see those ads that are like, oh, we're going there.
I'm
You
like
get
that.
a lot of food.
When we go to, like, if we get takeout and I pick it up and the bag's light,
What? Don't do that.
I get angry. I want my takeout bag to be super heavy. So I'm sure if we did takeout at Black Bear Diner, then my bag would be super heavy and I'd be happy.
Debbie Shywart wanted to know, did you eat all your Funyuns?
yes.
I have not eaten all my Funyuns. Actually, the other night, I can't remember what happened, but I was here and I was like, I'm so hungry. And then the light bulb went off and I was like, you had the light bulb? And then Funyuns. And I had 2 bags of Funyuns. So I save them like, those are like, what? They're
2
little.
bags?
They're like this big. Are we talking about
Jeannie
the
won't
Costco
eat.
ones? I ate all of those in like a day and a half.
Jeannie won't eat raw onions in the store, but she'll eat Funyuns.
Raw onions
there's
make
no onions in
there's no onions in it. So. The very last ingredient. Wait, I think the very last ingredient is
Onion powder.
Like, look how little this is. Of course I had to. You guys know all my guilty pleasures. So, here's the list of ingredients. I need that. I need that. Thank you. It is... Can I not see, or is it my glasses? Onion powder. Onion powder, it's like 2/3 of the way down. That's all that they have for onion in here. Onion powder. How do they make the little rings? How do they make the rings?
I'm sure they make some kind of gross stuff. And then it goes.
Do you think somebody sits there and goes,
No, they have a machine for that.
because they're all different sizes. To make you think they're all different size onion rings.
I can't remember.
They're not all one size.
Jeannie brought home I don't know what else to call it other than a meat stick.
What?
Like,
I don't buy meat sticks.
you
Like
know,
a Slim Jim
this is
kinda
a while
thing?
ago. It was like a meat stick, and then we looked at the ingredients, and the first ingredient was mechanically separated chicken.
I never brought home a meat stick.
Well, it was like a piece of sausage or something, or like a salami or something.
Okay, I do buy salami sometimes.
So, but like that was like, I was like, ooh.
What does that mean to mechanically separate?
I mean, I'm sure they take a whole chicken and they just throw it in a machine. The machine's like,
Oh my God, that's so. I know they had that movie which was all about like meat. Was it called Food? There was like some, and they're like, you'll never want to eat meat again.
are
And
you
so,
nice and cool?
Yeah. So I never watched it because I want to keep eating meat. I love meat. To me, a meal's not a meal without meat. Like today, if I had just eaten, it needs to have meat. So I had a little bit of sausage and an egg. I had sausage and an egg.
We made, you know, the
Thanksgiving.
Costco sells those huge things of breakfast sausage. So when we went camping, Jeannie's like, I want breakfast sausage.
Because I don't buy it anymore.
Did we eat all of it?
We came home. Nobody ate it on the trip. And so I was so excited that nobody ate it because I used to always make sausage for the kids. But I know processed meat is so bad. It's so bad for you. So I'm trying not to buy processed meat anymore. So we went from having sausage every day to like, we maybe have it like, a couple times a year. So I made the links. I bought the Costco one. It comes with like 2 big bags, and I cooked them all. Took me like an hour and a half to do it, and then we brought it on the camping trip. I thought you guys were gonna eat it all, and then nobody ate it.
We ate one night
ate
for
it all.
dinner. We ate ravioli, mushroom and cheese ravioli with pesto mixed with the breakfast sausage. We cut the breakfast sausage up.
How many servings? See this bag? Look how tiny it is. This is 1 serving for 1 bag. And I can feel it. Like the Funyuns don't even start till like down here.
Kai goes,
I love
it's,
you.
It's false marketing that they fill the bag with air. And I go, well, we live at altitude and they put air in the bag so that the product doesn't get crushed.
I think most people think these are disgusting. But like, I love Funyuns and I love McDonald's. And I didn't know that I love Taco Bell. I love Taco Bell too. And there's one right on the corner. And I love is it this crunchy?
Gordita wrap.
No, it's like this Supreme wrap.
The
It's
Gordita Crunch
stuffed-
Supreme.
This stuffed something Supreme. You're like, how does she order?
She doesn't. She goes, I don't know. What's it called? It's like a Gordita Crunch something. Supreme.
I just go number 2, please. with that drink I really like. With that, like, it's like the bluish green drink.
What is that?
They know what I'm talking about. They know what I'm talking about.
What is the bluish green drink?
It's
This
like-
is awful. How often do you do this?
when Patrick goes home and I work late, I go, I deserve to be rewarded with Taco Bell.
Adult supervision.
And then I go there.
That would be
You have to run for the bathroom is what you have to
I
do.
go there and then I come back. I run in with my bag so nobody can see it. Because there's like a stigma against fast food.
No, there's just the fact that it's bad for you.
I don't do it all the time. I don't
I
do
totally
it all
will
the time.
eat at McDonald's or Carl's Jr. or
I
something
used to
like
do
that.
McDonald's probably like once a month. And then I would always try and hide it.
And every single time I'd get in her car and I'd be like, when did you go to McDonald's? And she'd be like, ugh.
Because there'd be like a French fry like in between.
Like right now, right under her seat where you can't get it, but you can see it is a potato chip. I was like, when were you eating potato chips in this car?
I don't even know. I don't eat potato chips in the car. I think that
Well,
was
you
probably.
obviously do.
I think that was probably you. You want the recorded link for the 2 projects? Diane, email me and then I'll send that to you and I'll add you to the group, the whatchamacallit
Yes,
group.
Jim Boy's Tacos is the
Linda
bomb.
loves it too. You have to run to the border.
I'm not like, I don't, fast food makes me feel so bad.
Because your body's a temple.
Like, I literally eat fast food and my body's like, "Mm."
But
Except for like Cane's. Cane's sometimes makes me feel bad, sometimes it doesn't.
a strand of lettuce as my vegetable. You know, when I went to Taco Bell last time, I had in front of me the person's car, their license plate said Taco Bell. And I was like, is that undercover boss? I was like, who's gonna get a license plate that says Taco Bell except somebody that owns a Taco Bell, right?
Oh my God, Heather found a YouTube video about how Funyuns are made.
Oh,
Are they mechanically separated
is it really chicken?
chemicals?
Is it really chicken?
Can I get the recording for White Wonderland?
Okay, so Cindy and Diane, let me we should stop talking about this. I'm so sorry. Hang on, let me grab my computer. I'm gonna send it to both of you ladies.
So we have closed out a bunch of product, like big ones.
Regalia's gone.
The Regalia is gone.
10 Needles gone.
10 Needle is gone.
Altera's gone.
Altera's
Sashiko's
gone.
Bloom is
Sashiko's gone. Bloom is still here.
But it'll be gone.
and searchers, right? You still search.
Well, but I'm not closing out the surgers like that. So I still have 2 Vestas. They're brand new unopened boxes. Like anything I don't sell by Tuesday, I'm sending back to Baby Lock. I'm not going to promote their product anymore. We're replacing all this stuff with the brother stuff.
Yeah, and then
So-
we're looking at some other things.
And we have some other stuff happening too. But the Vestas, which are normally $64.99, I think there's a national deal for $34.99. If you're local, I'll let them go for $27.99. If you're not local, it'll end up being somewhere in the neighborhood of $28.99 because you'll pay the actual cost of the shipping, and I can ship them anywhere. The Solaris, 11 grand. I'll do it shipped, like you know, so that's shipped, insured. It's our display. 1.2 million stitches would be serviced and zeroed and inventoried prior to shipping to you. I work with a network of dealers that we've been actively talking for a long time about everything that's been going on with Baby Lock. One of those dealers called me yesterday, and in my conversation with him, I said, I already sold the Regalia, I've sold this, I've sold that, I'm just going to clear it out send back the stuff I don't clear out. Not worried, kind of relieved a little bit. You know, it's a bummer to go through the change, but at the same time, it's the right decision for our store. And I really appreciate, we've had a lot of people reach out that have just
really supportive.
let us know how much they support us and our decision. And you know, it's actually really interesting for us to hear too, that a lot of our customers have felt this change on the customer facing side, because that's not a side that I see at all. So I appreciate the kind words and the support, and we appreciate you. That said, this retailer yesterday said to me, hey, I really want to replace the venture I have on my floor with the Brother 10 needle. Sell my venture too. So I have one more venture. So I had a couple people that called about the venture yesterday. It sold really early in the morning. I'm going to be calling a couple of folks to let them know I'm going to try to sell this other one as well. But if you heard me say that we sold our venture, I do have another one. There would be some logistics involved as far as me driving over and picking up the machine. But he basically was like, why don't you sell mine too? And I'll make you a deal because it's an open box item and it'll help me clear it out. And so I will be calling the 2 or 3 folks that I owed calls to yesterday about the venture as well. Shannon is asking for those links as well.
Okay, hang on. So it was what? Diane, Cindy West. I'm putting it into a doc.
Shelly Stewart.
Diane, Cindy West, Cindy Stewart.
Yep.
And Shannon.
And Shannon.
Cindy Stewart. Shelly Stewart.
Shelly. I think I said Shelly Stewart.
Shelly Stewart. And Shannon Brown. Okay.
And then I think, what is it, Shirley Green that asked about, she asked about a thread set that doesn't show fulfilled yet. We are.
Oh, sure. You know, I had the colored one. I didn't have the neutrals, and it's going to be here today. And then I'll get it sent out to you. And so sorry about the delay.
Alice Levinson wants the links too.
Got it, Alice. You're on the list.
So, Martha, I think you're asking if I have a basic machine that I'm closing out that you could use on the road for sewing and can sew jeans or bags to go. Absolutely.
What are we doing?
I've got a closeout.
Because I was like, I don't know.
$12.49.
Shoot, I thought you were doing something. Okay.
What is your problem?
You said something really...
I did not. It has always been
like,
$12.49.
Really? Okay, so I misquoted like several people. This is what you get. I'm untrained. You don't leave me a list. I make things up in my head.
What did you tell people?
I thought you said
No, it costs us more than that. I'm covering our costs. So that's not a deal that I can even make happen. Where did you even get that number?
You don't leave me with anything, Patrick, except my mind. You don't. There's nothing here. So I don't know.
Look at the website. It's on the website at $12.49. So Pamela Liebert is also asking for links.
Got it. You got it, Pamela. You need to leave me. You know what? Everything that Patrick has to do is priced and ready to go. He just leaves. He just goes. And then, all right, well, I'll just make things up then. Because that's what you do if you don't know, right?
I was available all day yesterday.
That's not true.
So,
well, and I was trying to not bother you. So I thought I heard something, and that's what I told them. And I said, I don't know if this is for real.
It's not.
Okay.
So is the oil for my PR on the website? I think Zoom Spout oil is probably on the website. Look up Zoom.
Oh, look. Zoom classes, Zoom, let's oil. Zoom. No, it's not. We will add it.
So, So Martha, it depends on what you want to spend. I'm closing out the Brother LB5000, which is a beautiful little sewing machine. It's got a cut button. It actually embroiders. It's got a little 4x4 hoop. Fantastic travel machine. Was $7.99, being closed out at $2.79. I've got the Lyric, which is a much more robust machine. It's a more midline machine. Normally $24.99. I've got it at $12.49. I'm doing the Bloom, which kind of sits between the two as a sewing machine, but also does embroidery with a 5x7 hoop. I have one remaining Bloom. I will do it $14.99. I've got a bunch of stuff. So we've got options. I've got Verves, which I think the national deal on the Verve is something like $3.99, but quite frankly, the LB5000 is the same machine. I wouldn't buy the Verve unless I didn't have any LB5000s, and I've got about 4 of those.
Get that first.
And you know, Cindy, part of the reason that you come in my store and there are no prices on everything is everybody's deal is different. And that doesn't mean that I give different people different pricing. But what happens is machines like the Lyric is $24.99. I think the national deal on the Lyric is $19.99.99. Well, people come in and they see $19.99.99 and that scares them. Or I put a $12.49 price on the Lyric and they come in and they go, the machine is $12.49, which quite frankly, it covers my cost on the machine. I'm just closing it out because it's baby lock. And that's not meant to sound vindictive. I just want to replace the baby lock machines with the Brother machines. And so I'm covering the expense. But then they go, okay, well, I've got a $300 machine I want to trade. And the reality is, I can't do that. That doesn't make any sense to take on a liability when I'm selling a machine at cost. So I've never been one to put a price tag on the machine because A, most people are willing to spend more than they think when they really understand what the machine does. And quite frankly, most people should spend more than they think because most people buy the machine where they are and they're going to grow into this machine. And that's why so many of you ladies buy 4 or 5 machines from me in the first couple of years. And then, you know, it's just one of those things. So, you know, we've got great closeout pricing on everything. I have had calls on sergers. We still have the national serger price, the national serger month price on the machines that we have because we bought those machines when they were so heavily discounted. Did the Sacramento box get mailed?
No. Who asked that? Marlene?
Yes.
No, because we had talked that we were waiting for the black tote bag, which is coming today. So today's the day.
So it's you know, the Surgers, I've gotten Accolade. That's the only one where the national deal price is high enough where I can do better. So I've gotten Accolade. That's normally $4,500. The national deal, national Surger month price is $34.99. I can do it for $27.99 and still make enough money for the deal to make sense. So if you're in the market for an Accolade, I can ship it, you know, sent to you, add $70, $80 for shipping, East Coast, somewhere in between that, between us and the East Coast. You know, it's an opportunity to buy the machine at a much, much better price. But the price on most of the other machines is low enough that it doesn't really make sense to discount. And then, Cindy, don't feel bad for G.
Why?
I think she was feeling sorry for you because your pricing. She called me yesterday about a vacuum and she goes, you sell it for this price. And I go, with a trade?
Yeah. But he doesn't, we're not trained. No, we don't even train our people. We call it on-the-job training. There's like no formal training.
She's only been
You
around
just-
for 8 years.
So I have just recently started to sell vacuums because I don't like to sell vacuums. Although I'm feeling, like I used to freak out when Patrick would leave because I just
She
didn't.
still freaks out when I leave.
I still freak out a little bit. You know why? I'm unprepared. He doesn't tell me anything. So I sell. You should come get something now. Yeah, well, Patrick's gone. Watch. He won't leave me a price list. There'll be nothing to prepare me.
Then
So
I
then
give her a
I'm
price list and she
uncomfortable.
loses it.
I'm uncomfortable. No, because I print out like 3 of them. And then I like.
And then
tape
she
it
loses
and I
all
tape
of
it.
them. Then she's like, I don't know where it is. Then I get the phone call. I can't find the price list.
I lost the keys to the store a couple of days ago, and I was looking everywhere.
You have tile.
They were in my hand. I was looking everywhere, all over the store for them, and they were in my. I was like, I just locked the door. How could I have lost the keys? I just had the keys, and I was running around, and then I realized they were in my hand.
Terry,
That's
call
how
me.
good I am at
Call me
losing
about
stuff.
the Triumph. I need to sit and look at my invoices, but I'll come up with something great for you. Well, we will come in tomorrow.
Oh,
that's
no.
so funny.
No, don't come in tomorrow. Wait until Patrick comes back. Wait till Patrick is here.
Margie's watching our live stream while at a live presentation with Kimber Bell, and she just got hugged by Kim.
Oh, wonderful!
Tell Kim we say hello. So,
What's the best price on a Triumph?
oh, I just said,
you
call
did?
me, and I'm gonna figure it out.
Okay. All right.
So,
I'm trying to do their.
this is what happens when I'm gone. Like even when I leave her a price list, she calls me, and I'm like in the middle of doing something, and then she's like, "Hang on, I'm putting you on speakerphone."
You know what I don't like? Patrick wants to tell me, and then I have to. It's like telephone too. You know how stuff gets distorted, and then I have to tell the customer. So don't you think it's a better idea? I just put him on speakerphone, and then both the customer and I hear the information. Why do you have to tell me, and then I have to tell the customer?
Because
Does that
that's
make
called
sense?
training.
Why can't I get training and then they can get the right information? That sounds smarter to me. Don't
Should
you
I
think?
nab that bloom rather than a cord? I think, yeah,
What's
I
the
thought that's
difference
what we were
between the
doing.
bloom and the accord?
The
bloom's newer.
because I kept the bloom for you.
But isn't the
yesterday.
bloom newer?
The bloom has wireless.
Yeah, absolutely get the bloom. Is there any reason? Is there a price difference?
Well, and the bloom's brand new in the box.
Is there a difference between the price? There must be a difference between the price.
I mean, like maybe $100 because they're both crazy closeout deals right now.
Yeah, I would just get
I'd
the
go
bloom.
with I would go with the bloom. I lost my house keys for 2 years because I hid them from a robber, and then couldn't. You had a robber? That's scary.
And you'd put them in the shoe. Did you hide it from an actual robber or a potential robber? Like you wanted to
Like
make
an
sure,
imaginary robber.
like somebody
Could
that
you make sure that the
hadn't
front door
actually
is open?
robbed you yet. I do that too. I put stuff in. Guess I better cancel my. Well, Patrick is gone. No, you can still come, and then we'll do pretend pricing. That'll be real pricing, and then Patrick will. That'll be Patrick's fault.
I'm at a loss as to how any of this is my fault.
You need to leave me more prepared. You need to leave me more prepared. Okay. Yeah, same pricing. Okay, what else do we have to talk about? I don't have anything to show you. I got up early this morning. Patrick was amazed because lately I've just been staying in bed and making him get up with the dogs because he tells me he's awake anyways. So if he's awake anyways and I'm not, then why should I get up? So I've been letting him do the dogs every morning, but this morning
Oh
I
my
got
God. Paula Kramer locked her keys in the car the other day, called for a rescue, only to discover when the rescue came that the doors were unlocked. That's a total genie move.
No, you know what would happen? Yeah, that would have.
That's a total genie move. She made me drive all the way to the store, and before I came, I was like, "Are the keys in your pocket?"
I was like, "No."
And she's like, "No." She was mad.
I never put keys.
I don't have the keys in my
I didn't talk to
pocket.
you like that. I didn't talk to you like that. That I don't even talk
You
like that.
You
said-
weren't frustrated.
No, I said I don't put the keys in my pocket because I don't like bulky things in my pocket. No, they're not in my pocket.
And then I walked in. She grabbed her stuff, put her hand in her pocket, and there were the keys.
And number one, it cost me about half an hour to 45 minutes because I was looking for them because I didn't want to bother Patrick. And then I had to wait another. So now we're talking an hour. And then he got down here. And right before he got here, I was like, could they be in my pocket? And they were in my pocket.
All right. Do we have anything interesting to talk about?
Okay. We have nothing to share with you that's super interesting. Although, yeah, I did. Like I said, I tried to stitch this morning, and then I got up early. Our kids.
Oh
my God, the kids went on their first big kid. Well, Kai did that trip, so it's 10 of them, and this is kind of their senior trip. One of them had turned 18. He was able to do a VRBO. Or is it an Airbnb?
No, it was Verbo.
And do people call it Verbo?
Yep.
How long has that been going on?
A long time. The nice thing about a Verbo rental home is you get the whole house. Remember the kids were
They
saying
say
that
that in the
last night?
commercial?
Yes.
I won't
For like
remember it
2
because there's
years.
no vowels in it, so I'm not going to be sure how to say it. So it felt like to me, so, they took 2 cars. My child's driving one of the cars, and somebody else is driving the other car.
The 2 kids that are driving are definitely the 2 kids you want driving.
It's Kai
it's
and
West
and they're
and Kai, and they are like
anal. You
Violet's
haven't-
like, I can't stand driving with Kai because he drives exactly the speed limit.
The other thing is he's the worst backseat driver. So it's better that he's driving. And plus he won't get car sick. So we got him all ready, and we had the conversation, make good choices, leave the place better than you found it. If you break anything, we'll deal with it, but call them right away. So, we had this whole conversation, and then I felt like it was the first day of kindergarten, except they drove off in cars. You know that,
Really?
You're like, okay, and then it's like this feeling you leave and you're like, my babies. Yeah, because they're driving, number one.
Well, they're going to be by themselves in a house
They're
in a
driving
strange
from
place.
here to Monterey, which is probably 5 hours?
Probably 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah,
depending
it's
upon
like
traffic.
5 or 6 hours. They've never done a road trip, driven that far before through cities and traffic
Violet has through Salt Lake
at
midnight with you asleep in the backseat.
Right after she got her license too, because I could not keep my eyes open. I was like, I'm gonna stay awake, and I was like,
I called Violet and I'm like, is Mom still awake? She's like, I don't even think she lasted.
we
5
had to.
minutes.
I was like, we're gonna have to pull over, But anyways, so it just felt that way. I was like, oh, because I'm scared. I'm glad I'm working all day because I'll be worried all day about them driving on this beautiful, gorgeous day to California. And I think about the times when I was in Connecticut and I would be like, I'm leaving, and it'd be like a snowstorm, and I'd be driving on the Mass Turnpike in the middle of a snowstorm, and my parents must have been freaked out.
No,
They just
our parents didn't care about that stuff. They were like, they'll be all right.
they should have been. I was hydroplaning, thinking I was gonna die on the Mass Turnpike. Oh my God, floating on the surface on my Honda Civic because it was so light. There was like no traction. That thing was, I can't believe I didn't die in that thing. Okay.
Okay, so should we do 2 giveaways? Because this
Let's
is one
do-
giveaway.
Well, then let's give out like 3 of them.
Do we have a bunch of them?
Yeah, let's give out 3 of them.
3 of them?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's like a lot. All right. It's hot. These are one of our favorite things. It is Beneco's personal fan. USB powered. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but it is speed 1, speed 2. My son loves these things because he plugs it into his computer and just sets it up so that he's got his own personal little breeze.
Michelle has one back, I think.
Nice and
You
quiet.
can also plug into, did you say your sewing machine?
That USB will plug in and power in your sewing
When
machine.
you're getting all hot and bothered doing your sewing. You're like, oh.
You know how many
This
people have
project
told
is
me
so
that their
exciting.
sewing room, like the sewing room is like an add-on room, or it's like the back room that's hot or something like that. So
Yeah. So you can just any place you have a USB, you can plug it in. I think there's 2 different speeds. Yeah. There's like high. See my hair going in the. Okay, and then that's no speed. 1, 2. Yeah. There's
that's no speed. Do you mean off?
So, these are gonna be our little summer giveaways, which will be nice and
I
fun.
think they're normally
And-
$50.
These are $50.
Yeah, this is why I'm like, you want to give away 3 of them?
What? These are $50.
I think they're like $49.
Okay, we're gonna give away 3 of them. So channel your inner winner. Like I've been working on channeling my inner winner for Kimberbell Day, because I'm gonna win one of those shopping carts. I'm good enough, I am nice enough, and I deserve it.
And people like me.
And people like me. Is that the
That's
affirmation from
the Stuart Smalley affirmation.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like that's gonna be my chant. I'm gonna look in the mirror and chant that before Kimberbell Day.
So if you don't win, how many were up there?
You can hang meat in my sewing room. Oh, because it's so cold. There are probably like 6 more.
Oh my God, I still have those at $29.99 on the site. That's fine, because when I bought them, they were $29.99.
Do they come in other colors other than white?
They do not.
Yeah. Kai loves white. When Kai was in middle school, I let him pick his bed, and I was looking at things like Pottery Barn and like, a wood headboard, because he's a boy, and I still get things that are boy and girl, even though everyone's so fluid. And he picked out, I was like, are you sure you want this? We went on Wayfair, and he picked out a white, and it's not real, it's pleather, but a white pleather headboard, like bed. There's like a foot, is it called a footboard? It's the bottom part.
No, it's just a frame.
White pleather. This
Yes.
is. Oh, it's because this was supposed to be for somebody. I was
Okay.
supposed to send this to somebody, to Soki, I think.
It was on the wall.
Oh shoot.
It's the last one on the wall.
Okay, so here, I'll give you this.
So is this okay? What's the last one? Do you want to do a discount on this at all or no?
Just give her
10%.
a buck off.
Okay.
I can give her
Okay.
10%. Okay.
Buck.
Is there a question?
Tell us about your experiences dropping your children off at college.
And if you don't have kids,
Tell us about dropping your
about your
dogs at doggy daycare.
every day I'm like, well, Momo used to not want to get out of the car. He'd just sit there. And lately he's like ready to go. His tail still doesn't wag. So yesterday I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be at the store so early. And I went on. There are days I get in the car and I do not even remember the ride here. I just arrive
That's scary.
because I'm daydreaming the whole entire time. I know other people do it. Have you? I'm sure when you're road tripping, you probably drive like 100 miles.
Have you ever noticed how much
Actually-
I'm looking around and like what the stuff I point out and the animals I see?
He's like,
and,
do you
like,
see that eagle on the top of that tree? 2 miles away. And we'll get out our binoculars and there's an eagle. He sees everything. Did you see that snowy owl? That just flew. You know what he sees all the time that I never see? Shooting stars. I'm always like looking around and then he's like, oh my God, it was just like 20 shooting stars. And I didn't see any of them. But I believe him because he sees all of that.
You know who else sees all that stuff?
Never sees the shooting stars.
You know who else sees all that stuff?
Who? Kai?
Yeah.
I never see any of it. I miss out on everything. And but I went on autopilot yesterday and got here. I wasn't quite to the store, but all of a sudden I heard something in the back and I was like, ah! I forgot to bring, and they're opposite directions. I forgot to bring Momo to daycare. So then I had to drive to daycare and rush back again.
All right,
And
so
then I was running late.
regarding the giveaway, we use a random comment picker, meaning your answers have to be in the comments. Comments occur down here at the bottom of the screen, and you won't be able to leave a comment until the live stream is over. What happens on this side is the chat. So Linda answered in the chat. What you're going to want to do is at the end of the live stream, answer down here. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the videos, and hit that bell icon if you like what you see. And that way they let you know when we do our live streams.
Cindy says
Stuff like that.
No kids or animals, so tell us of your experience of when you left your parents.
Yeah.
Just any parting. Any
Yeah, I'm calling
any
you today,
parting.
Patricia. You're one of those people that I mentioned earlier that I didn't get to. We got home from deliveries at 5:15, and I had a couple of conversations. I had to drop the trailer off. It was all of that. So I need to get to work.
Okay.
I'm
We're
here
outta
until
here.
3. I'll try to get to you between now and then. This is the giveaway. If you're
Linda.
out of town, you still win, but you got to pay the actual shipping to get it to you.
And everyone who wins always says, I never win anything. So that could be you. Have a great weekend. We will see you on Tuesday. Patrick will be back then. I will be here in the